Hi, library friends. Welcome to Overdue Conversations with the Library Ladies. I'm Lonnie Smith, WCPL's Outreach Manager.
And I'm Kylie Lumdar, WCPL Marketing and PR Manager.
This is your cozy corner for books, brews, and all the buzz from our favorite place to read, learn, and connect, the Williams County Public Library.
So grab your coffee, settle in, and join us for today's stories and events.
So what is our featured story today?
Well, first, we have a special notice. It is New Year's week.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yes, it is, which means that we will be closing at 5 p.m. at all WCPL locations in Bryan, Edgerton, Eden, Pioneer, Stryker, and West Unity on New Year's Eve. And then we will be closed all day on New Year's Day. So once again, New Year's Eve, December 31st, we're closing at 5 p.m. And then New Year's Day on January 1st, we are closed all day.
Okay, so a little bit of an announcement for you. If you do need to pick up any books, you've got your heads up now and get to the library now before it's the 5 o'clock on the 31st. Or if you don't pick up your holds in time, you know you can always pick them up again when we reopen. But if you need something to read, check out our digital libraries of Hoopla and Libby.
Yep, the digital library is always open, even when we're closed.
Yep, sure is.
And we do have some events specifically for our New Year's Eve.
Oh, fun. Some festive New Year's Eve events. So what do we have going on?
Okay, well, Stryker Branch Library will have Make a New Year's Eve Party Hat on December 31st from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Now, you can stop in anytime from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. to make that craft. And then also West Unity and Eden Branch Library will have a New Year's Eve party. Obviously, all these are on December 31st. And both of these events will be at 11:30 a.m. So little ones can ring in the New Year's before bedtime.
Oh, at noon.
Yeah.
How cute.
Isn't that a good idea?
Yeah, that's a great idea. And then your kids get to feel like they celebrated the New Year and you don't have to try to keep them up till midnight or wake them up at midnight. Yeah, what a great idea.
Yes. So that was West Unity Branch Library and the Eden Branch Library will have a New Year's Eve party at 11:30 a.m. just for your little ones to celebrate the new year.
Ring in the new year with WCPL. I can't think of a better way. I know in a couple of videos before we talked about some ways to save money. This is yet another great way. Come celebrate the new year at noon with which branches were doing that? That was in
West Unity and Eden.
West Unity and Eden. Yeah, what a great way. And have a little fun and spend a little time and then maybe check out a book while you're there.
Absolutely.
And then you got something to cozy up with that night.
Yeah, and then watch the ball drop,
I love it. That's such a great idea. I try to stay up every year, but I don't make it every year.
I try most years. It is my husband's birthday,
so that's nice.
We make an effort to actually stay up.
Sure, yeah. I worked in the restaurant industry for long enough that I make it an effort to not stay up, to be in my pajamas as early as possible.
Yeah,
yep.
That is definitely
I did my time. You've seen me all out. I do still have my earrings on. They are champagne bottles that say cheers. So that's so my little holdover from my restaurant days.
That is adorable. Well, with the new year, obviously comes New Year's resolutions.
Sure.
And I know that a lot of people are wanting to maybe learn a new language.
Oh, and we have a great way to do that.
We do.
If you are interested in learning sign language as your new language for your New Year's Eve resolution, you can do so with WCPL for free by using ASL Defined. Now, to get to ASL Defined, you go to our website at mywcpl.org. Then go to the services, which is over on the right. Click on that. There's a drop-down menu. You'll see ASL Defined. Click on that link. So that's 2 clicks once you get to our webpage. Click on that ASL Defined, and it will bring you to a page that only asks you for your library card number. So be sure to have your WCPL library card handy when you sign on to ASL Defined. Now, once you've signed on through our website, you can go and download the app. I have the ASL Defined app on my phone, and I find that I'm more apt to practice if I have it right there handy on my phone. But
Mhm.
you do need to go through our website and sign up with your library card first before you download the app, because then you can access the app with your free account.
It is an amazing service and it's for all levels. So, whether you are a beginner or you're more advanced, they have lessons for any skill level.
It's self-guided. You can
Yes.
choose if you know the alphabet and you want to skip ahead, you can. I only knew a few pieces and bits, so I went through from the start. Now I have dropped off. I don't know as much as I did, but I think it's a wonderful way to connect with people in your community and learn another language. And for those of you in school, it also looks great on college transcripts.
Yes. Now, obviously, the new year brings resolutions. It also brings reflection on the past year. And I've definitely been doing some thinking of my reading from the past year, what my favorite books are, everything like that. So, Lonnie, should we get into all the details?
I think so, because I've been reflecting on what I read, and wow,
I will say, Lonnie and I both kind of struggled this year.
it was a
It
lot.
was, yeah, I don't know. Like,
I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to read this
yes,
year.
I agree. I do
I would
agree.
start a book and immediately DNF because I'm like, no,
But that's okay.
I don't want to do that. No, yeah, it's fine. Life's too short to read books you don't like. So
Absolutely.
if you happen to open a book that you don't like, there is no shame in returning that and picking another one.
And that's
Because
why
I did that
library
over and
cards-
over this year.
Yeah, and that's why library cards are so great.
Yeah, because it doesn't cost you any money to change your mind.
Exactly. But yes, so we did both struggle a little bit this year. I will say my previous year I had read like over 50 books.
Wow.
And I went into the new year being like, I can do this again.
Confident.
So I set a Goodreads goal of doing 50 books, and I told Lonnie, I was like, I'll probably never do that again.
Oh, no.
Too much pressure.
I've
much
never
pressure.
kept track. So outside of the books I have to read for book club, because
Mhm.
obviously I read at least 12
Yeah.
for book club. Outside of those books, I don't keep track of them unless I tell my friends about them. Maybe you folks could tell me how many books I read this year. But yeah, I just, as this wind blows, I'll pick a book up and maybe I'll read the whole thing or maybe I won't.
Yeah.
There are books on my bookshelf right now with bookmarks halfway through them. I know I'm probably giving a lot of people anxiety with the way I read books, but I'm sorry, it's just how I am. So I like to dabble.
Yeah.
I'll start this book and maybe I'll come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
But if it doesn't grab me right away and I'm not super hooked, I'm not going to finish it.
I
So-
will say, I do feel like this was your year for romantasy.
Oh, yeah. So I was just going to say, so that being said, when I do pick up a book that I really, really like,
Mhm.
I will not put it down. I will not rest. I will not do the dishes until I have finished it.
Yes.
Like I'm a woman possessed.
Yes.
So my friends talked me into starting the ACOTAR series.
Mm-hmm.
And now that is not something that I would normally read. I like my horror. I like my spooky books.
Yeah.
I don't really like fantasy books.
Mhm.
Or at least that's what I said.
Right.
Because I read all 5 of those. And those are some big ones. And
They
I
are.
loved them. And they became my entire personality.
Yes, they are.
It was so good.
Yes, I have read those too as
So
well.
now apparently I like romantasy. That feels weird to say, but why not? Why not
Yeah.
get outside of your comfort zone? Try something new. Try something your friend has been requesting that you
Mhm.
read and see if you like it. Because I full on told my friends, like, I'll try it,
Yeah.
but don't
Don't get your hopes
don't
up.
get your hopes up. Don't be waiting on me. And then I said, wait up, guys. I gotta catch up.
Right.
So I did get out of my comfort zone with that.
That's awesome.
Did you get out of your comfort zone with anything this year?
I
Or?
feel like I feel like I did read a wide variety of books. I will say this is the year I really got into nonfiction. Obviously, we've talked about this a lot.
Yeah. Well, you were on a pretty good clip with your curriculum. I know you were
Mhm.
trying to do some self-help and try to learn some
Yeah.
things. So do you think you were successful in that?
I will say, I feel like so last year I read a lot of books, and a lot of them were really good books, really fun books. But this year, I really just felt like I really just wanted to like challenge my brain and learn something, and just get like maybe a little bit more meat, like a meatier book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I did start listening because I mainly do nonfiction on audiobook. I did start listening to a lot more audiobooks, and yes, I will say my favorite audiobook nonfiction was definitely Atomic Habits. Habits. That one was I love that it was only 5 hours long,
Oh,
so it was very
pretty short. Yeah.
condensed, but it got the information across in a really like just understandable way, and also like it made you feel inspired to like actually try what they were
That's
telling you to do in the
nice.
book.
Yeah, that's what you want when you read a book like that is you don't want to just be browbeaten with the direction on what you should be
Mm-hmm.
doing with your life. You want to feel empowered and
Yeah.
excited to try that.
Yeah, so I definitely think that it has been a year of really just expanding what I'm reading, and I've really enjoyed that. But of course, I always love my fantasy and my fiction, and my favorite book series has definitely been the Once Upon a Broken Heart series.
That was my Evangeline, right?
Yes,
I love
yes,
it.
that was Stephanie Garber. I just finished that like last month, and every book. There was 3 books in the series. I rated every book 5 stars. I just enjoyed it so much. I really did.
You know, of the books you've talked about, that's the one that I think I might have to read that
I think
one.
you would like it. I really do.
I do try some of Kylie's books from time to time. But the one that I think you should read that
Yeah.
I read
Uh-huh.
is Clown in a Cornfield.
boy.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Okay.
It's just fun. Don't think too hard about it. You're definitely not going to learn anything.
Yeah.
But it's a hoot and a half.
Yeah, and that was one of your favorite reads
It
of the year?
was.
Yeah.
I was so excited about that book. I told everyone that I was around while I was reading it all
Mhm.
about it because it was a new take on a slasher genre. It wasn't overly gory in the description, which I thought was nice. So you could
Mhm.
just keep moving with the story and
Sure.
not get kind of bogged down in some of the gross details. But it was also new and different. And I don't like clowns. So
Yeah.
I thought I'd give it a go. But I had to look up what a pork pie hat was. I learned something from that book.
You
Learned
did
what a
learn
pork pie hat
something.
was.
You learn something from every book that you read.
You do. And sometimes it's the oddest thing.
Absolutely. I will say my other honorable mentions for favorite books
Mhm.
were the first Outlander book. I finished that one.
Oh, so good.
Really enjoyed that.
Did you audiobook that or did you
No,
physical?
I read that one.
Okay.
I tried doing the audiobook, but the voice, because I watched the show first, so the voices just didn't match up to what was in my head. But yeah, so I definitely just read that one. And then my other honorable mention was Onyx Storm, which is the 3rd book in the Fourth Wing series.
I've heard about that. My
Yeah.
same friends that wanted me to read ACOTAR want me to read that too.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a lot of fun.
That's the Rebecca Yarros.
It's
Okay.
about the Dragon Riders.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Have you read any more of the Outlander series?
I started book 2. I haven't finished it, but so far I have, from what I've read, I have enjoyed it.
I started reading the physical book Outlander and I struggled. I was the reverse because I had seen it. I needed to hear it
Mm-hmm.
because I couldn't read some of the names.
Yeah.
I didn't know who they were talking about because it's spelled so very different. So the audiobook was a big help to me.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show if you're not enjoying it in one format, try it in another because sometimes, obviously I liked the show, so I knew I liked the story.
Mm-hmm.
The story was not the issue. It was how I was getting the story fed to me that I needed to fix. So
Well, I will say, I feel like we have, even though we struggled this year,
a little bit.
we did. We struggled, but we ended up reading some good books.
We really did. We had a great year for reading, honestly. Yes, we struggled, but I think all people struggle. And folks out there may be struggling too because they may get overwhelmed when they walk into the library and just be inundated with choices. I know how that can feel. So what I like to do sometimes is I'll wander through the stacks.
Yep.
Not necessarily the new books. I wander through everything and I let a book trying to jump out to me. What looks good? What sounds good? Maybe it's something you've never even heard of, but the cover feels good.
Yep.
Whatever it is that brings that book to your attention, give it a shot. Sometimes I have found the most interesting stories doing that.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Any 2026 reading goals?
Well, I've never set a number goal for myself, and I think that would be fun, but I mainly want to continue with what I did this year, where I tried different genres.
Yeah.
That's really the whole point of the book club that I run, the BYO book club, which is bring your own books. So I give themes and then people choose what they want. And I did that so people would kind of get out of their comfort zone. I read a Western this year and I don't really like Westerns.
But
I
now
learned
you
that.
know.
But yeah, now I know. So I think I want to keep doing that. I want to keep branching out and trying different genres, trying different formats, and just
Mhm.
finding ways to read more.
Yeah.
There's
I
so many stories.
There is. I will say one of my goals is to not set a
Okay.
book goal.
So maybe I better not.
Well, you can. It just I did it for myself. I have a Goodreads account. I set a goal on Goodreads and it put a lot of pressure, I felt like, on myself to read a certain amount of books.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, so I'm not going to do that this year. I still like keeping track of the books I read, but I'm not going to set a goal. And I just want to be able to make sure that I'm finding time for myself to read the books that I want to read.
I think that's important. I think instead of just trying to turn out a certain number because you want
Mhm.
to beat last year's numbers, that you should really be reading what you enjoy.
Yep.
Spend what little downtime we have with something that you really want to be spending your time on.
Yeah.
Like my Martha Stewart manual. I
Yeah.
have flipped through that thing probably 6 times. I love it. And I always learn something new.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I think that's a great plan. I think that's going to be my goal, is to continue to spread my wings with different genres. I'm going to find a Western that I like. I'm going to find one.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause they're out there. There's all different
Absolutely.
kinds. Yeah.
And you know what? We are going to be here to tell you all about it.
What are some of your reading goals for 2026? Do you have a number that you want to set? Maybe you want to try to reach out to a different branch that you don't normally go to. So, what are your goals? Let us know in the comments what your reading goals for 2026 are, or what you think our reading goals should be. Maybe I'm up for a challenge. Let me know if you think up something interesting. I might take it.
Well, this has been an excellent episode of Overdue Conversations.
Make sure to stay tuned for the next one.